You're welcome back to the show. Say good morning, Anambra, right here on ABSTV. The topic we're looking at this morning is 2022 World Space Week, Science and Technology for Societal Development. Of course, World Space Week is an international celebration of science and technology and their contribution to the betterment of the human condition. The United Nations General Assembly declared in 1999 that World Space Week will be held each year from October 4th to October 10th. And today with us in the studio to help us understand better what this week is all about and our prospects in science and technology in Nigeria, our sister Professor Benedicta Ezeliora. She is a national coordinator, Young Science Centers, and also one of the organizers of World Space Week in Anambra State. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. We also have with us at the studio this morning Engineer Hilary Ogochukwu Ezeilo. He's a lecturer with the Government Technical College in Mbo and also one of the organizers of the World Space Week in Anambra State. Good morning. Good to have you.
Good morning.
All right. Talking about science and technology in Nigeria, or should we, let's start with the World Space Week, the 4th and the 10th. I heard that these 2 days are specific, that we are commemorating this 2 days, 4th and the 10th. They are significant and they have events that we are commemorating on the 4th and the 10th. So let's talk about it first.
Yeah. The 4th of October 1957 was the launching of the first satellite by Russia in the space. So it's a specific day that man went to the space. It's the first attempt of man to space exploration. While on the 10th of October, the United Nations signed a treaty allowing every country, every nation who has the ability and the capacity to make use of the space. So that was the date the treaty for using the space was signed by the United Nations. So, and Nigeria is one of them, and we're also using the space too. Yes.
Okay, let's go to the engineer. And now these days, the 4th to the 10th, the Space Week, that's from 4th to 10th, how has it helped to the growth of science and technology around the world? And then we now bring it down to Nigeria.
Actually, science has been a big impact to mankind, or to man's acknowledgement in life. Without science, technologies, a lot of fictions in which man has been having the idea or imaginary ideas, but because of science and technology, all those things have come to be. Okay, you know, when this space exploration started, it's just like an idea. It's just like a dream. We want to go to space, but with the help of science and technology, it came to pass. So looking at the life of today, your mobile sets, your internet, your phones, the radio stations, the TV stations, a lot of impact in which science and technology have brought to our lives. It even makes life easier for mankind. All right.
Okay, thank you so much. Sister, now looking at, I think I will go with the prof. Prof.
Go on.
Okay, now talking about science and technology in Nigeria. Yeah. Now, what are our capabilities scientifically, and what are the challenges that we are facing so far?
Our Nigerians' capability in science, STEM, let me use the word, cannot be overemphasized. Nigeria is contributing her own quota to the development of it and the use of it and its application in our environment. For instance, using the satellite, Nigeria is one of the African countries that are known for the use of satellite. The Nigerian, no, what is it? Statiscom.
Okay, Statiscom,
Yeah. Nigeria is among the African countries that has launched the satellite, and we are making use of it. Like the flood of this year was already dictated early enough. That is one of the benefits of it. Nigeria knew that the flood of this year will be as destructive as we are witnessing it now. And also in production, go out of this country. Most of the scientists, many are Nigerians. Look at Professor Anambra. He's a Nigerian, and he learned the science from here before he went out and started applying them. So Nigeria is contributing her own quota to it, and we are also making use of it. Everything here is scientifically devised. Nigeria, like what Innocent is doing there at Inewi and the Enugu, is part of it. So we are not backwards.
Engineer, do you think we are doing as we expected to do? We are performing very well. And what are the challenges? What are those things that are hindering us from, exploring this sector?
Actually, we are not there yet. We are not up to, let me just use the benchmark of 50%. Okay, yeah, thanks to Obasanjo, His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo, who launched our latest satellite, NICOMSat-1. Okay, and although it has expired on its duration, by now Nigeria is ought to have more satellites up there in space, okay, in order to enhance our knowledge on space exploration and other things, okay? And although we are doing the most we can by individuals, the government on its own, and the students who wants to engage themselves into the science and technology aspect of it, but I think we need more hands on deck, like the private sectors to come in and then enhance. In fact, when it comes to science and technology, it has a broad playing field. Like when you say the air is too big for many birds to fly. So we need more people to come in. It's not saturated. So in order to help, in order to guide the upcoming ones, in order to have interest when it comes to science and technology.
So you feel that some of the people that are not really interested is because they are not seeing much impact yet?
Actually, it's all about sensitization. Okay. The knowledge, having the knowledge. Okay, also, actually, anyway, here in Anambra, let me use our place of stay. We are more of a business ideology, whereby what's my impact, what's my gain, immediate refund. Okay, so but when they are sensitized very well, which is what we are doing now, it's going to go a long way of telling them, okay, you can invest in such thing right now, and in 20 years time, that's when you start getting your dividend. But the problem is when people have the the mindset or the patience in order for that long time to acquire the benefit. But when you look at the life of Elon Musk, for a long time he has started that dream of space exploration, like the SpaceX you see today, Tesla you see today. He has started, for a long time he was like, okay, people should start investing. Okay, like Apple didn't invest in his dreams, okay? And a lot of people didn't invest, but the few that invested, for a long time he started those journey, a lot of damages, a lot of disadvantage, a lot of backslideness, let me use that word. And today now, he's the world richest man. And I believe all those people that have invested with him are enjoying their cashes, or their banks are smiling. Okay, so that's the sensitization we are trying to do now, so to engage more people.
It's capital intensive, and it's not just what just one person can do, or just the government. So we need a whole lot of people to come together and put in their resources.
When you say capital intensive, it's much more capital.
Okay, okay.
But the dividend is there. It's all about.
It will take a long while before it matures.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Exactly.
Because, it breaks my heart when I see a lot of little children caring about some of the projects that they can do, but to sponsor them to do more or to even make it better is the problem that we always have.
Exposing them. See, that is why we have this STEM competition. It's not only learning science, having the knowledge, application of it to our environment, to where we live and how we live. Yeah, because to have the knowledge is there. How do you use it? For example, those projects children carry around, like building. That is, why is the building that way? What is behind the project? How will it solve the immediate problem of the environment? Is it a bungalow they want us to start building because of its disadvantage or advantage? Or black roofing or what? So that creativity, using science to create, is very, very important. Yeah. It's one of the problems we are encountering. And that is where people should sponsor. When children do such a thing, they need to be recognized and improved, corrected, so that when they are using a black ceiling or black roofing, they will be able to say, yeah, because of the heat, let us use black ceiling or roofing in our buildings. That brings in the knowledge they have about science into what you are doing. That is where we still have problems.
Yeah, I remember that Anambra State, we are doing well so far. Like our students, I remember the Regina Apache student that went to Silicon Valley and so many other people. But the problem is taking it further. After winning the competition, what happened next?
Okay, in terms of that aspect, okay, you know, our recent champions, Mata Mabeles of Umoji.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I was part of that journey. They won the nationals on Student for Advancement Global Entrepreneurship, SAGE 2002, and they went for the World Cup. Okay, like we said, the challenges are there, but they are lucky to have one philanthropist in the person of Barrister Obe Aguncha, the CEO of Boss Lady Law Firm, who single-handedly took them to Dubai and also to Ghana to sponsor their trip, education tour, and then World Cup experience. Okay, so but the challenge actually we have is when these children build this project, what's next? How do they carry it onto the market? That's where investors come in. Okay, like these projects you see now, a lot of ideas has been put into it, a lot of research, a lot of investment by someone who is doing the project. But where we need more hands on deck is people or organizations or offices to come in, companies to come in and say, okay, these ideas, let's take this one and see how it goes. This is what the Western world is doing, and we Nigerians need to adapt to that culture. We don't always need we don't always try to buy. If a Nigerian always try to buy into finished products, okay, you are already making money. Okay, let's go in like Flutter Wave. Everybody is not talking of Flutter Wave because the guy has already done his finished product. Yes. But Nigerians should start investing on new ideas, bringing it up to gain or lose. That experience must be gained. Okay, that's the challenge we're having.
All right, this year's theme is space and sustainability. Now, how can this theme help in achieving sustainability in space and achieving sustainability from space?
Yeah. This year's theme is space and sustainability. Yeah, space exploration has helped a lot. Implicitly, it is sustainability from space and in space. The space exploration has helped to improve our life. As we just said, our agriculture. It has helped to sustain it, to prolong it, and to know how to make a good yield. Yeah, understanding the climate and the situations, good for the different crops and how to preserve them. And also, if you remember, out of the 169 sustainability development goal, space has helped to achieve at least 65 of them because the use of space technology and tools has improved our life. Health-wise, different operations, different, because like microwave is a product used for space exploration, for people who go into space to use it. And now down here on Earth, microwave is part of part of the things we are using.
You mean the microwave you are using to warm our food?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
The first ideology was to be used to cook food in the space.
in the space.
That's the closed aspect of it. You want your food and then
use
eat.
it
But now we are using it.
We are using it here.
Okay, just to add something to what she said, sustainability is a culture. It should be it should be an ideology, or let me just use a habit of life. Okay, whereby which Nigeria in bracket in quote is not lacks a lot in sustainability. Okay, like I earlier mentioned, there is the Nikon Sat-1 is the last satellite launched in 2000, and this is 22 years now. No other satellite. Okay, America, USA having almost 5 tried to launch a satellite last month, another satellite last month. Although it has its failure, it couldn't. There was a engine failure. Yes. Okay, and then I think they are still trying to redo the relaunching. Okay, another country also, I think South Africa, after like 7 satellites in space, is trying to do another. Is trying to launch another satellite recently. Okay, but you see that sustainability, which is one of the which is part of the SDG goals. Sustainability it should be a culture, it should be a life, whereby things you do, you sustain it for a long time, and you have plans to sustain it.
To ensure continuity.
To ensure continuity, either by transferring the knowledge to the young ones, okay, or by building a team that will carry out the ideology of what you have done already, okay. So Nigeria needs to work a lot on sustainability, and that's why we ask the sensitization of this kind of thing is what we do. Like when the children are doing their projects, where they come to competitions, okay, the main question is, this is your project, how do you sustain it? It's not that you do the project and when you, after your SS3, you go. No, you have to have a plan to sustain the project, whereby the people coming into SS1 take up the project. When they are leaving, they also pass down the ideology so that the project will have a continuity. And maybe one day, they might have the opportunity to do what? To market their product. It might not be from the first stage, it might come from 10 generations from the school. So
now, this issue of sustainability, what happens to the fact that people that started a particular project cannot see it to the end? You're talking about if you are leaving the secondary school, you're passing it down to the next class. What happens that same people will take up the projects, maybe with the guide who happens to be a lecturer or the teacher, take them up and they maybe go and meet companies, stakeholders that can invest in that particular project. Now, because, why I said that, because if you don't have any interest in a particular project, maybe because you're not the initiator, you might just feel like it's not mine, so anything goes. I can just handle it anyhow and then hand it down to the next generation. But what happens to me, I am part of the initiators of the project and I carry it up. Even if I'm leaving the school environment, I'm still going ahead with the teacher, with my guide or whoever that is overseeing the project. I'm taking it up to the next level.
I think the major problem is encouragement. You see, when somebody does something, it needs to be encouraged, reinforced. The teachers are just doing it, I am teaching. Because if after teaching and they produce that initial project and somebody comes in, or let's say Innocent, or what is it, the other person, Chikasen, and said, we will produce this, we will help you to commercialize this. If many other teachers will now have the interest. But this idea you teach, it ends there in the classroom, it doesn't go further. Even when they come for the competition, they take the first prize, and what next? It ends there. So the thing is encouragement, reinforcement. The reinforcement is very poor. And those teachers who spend their time and their energy to do this, they are not compensated. Let's put it that way. See, these are the hardship we are having, that it doesn't seem that anything is happening. And we have approached many of these companies to let us take these children to the sites, let them see what we are doing. When we do something, help us to modify it and bring it to reality where the society will appreciate it. Years we have been trying. Nobody agreed to let us in. People. What she said, this woman single-handedly, you know how much it. If there are 2 or 3, where there's regional space science, we couldn't get a sponsor. What it looks like. And they will interact with the teachers. These are the ways to have anybody to help us. So I think that's why it looks as if nothing is.
What we are doing scientifically is the reason why this day for sensitization, awareness, and really want to talk about the goals of World Space Week. Now, what's the activities like? What do you do during this week?
Okay. I think I must give thanks to Professor Ezeliora. Even without the funding, she has made it a priority that the students must be taught or must be lectured when it comes to space exploration, because it is a continuous process actually, whereby the SS3 goes, new students come in, and then they go, new students come. So if you stop at a particular set of people, the idea goes out. So you have to keep on doing it, funding or no funding. The goal is to sensitize the children. Okay, now we have devised a map that from the 4th October to the 10th of October, the 6 educational zones in Anambra State, Agwata, Newi, Onitsha, Oka, Ogidi zone, and Otocha zone. We are going to go to these zones because of the large population of the schools. We can gather them one place, but we pick out a day, go to a particular zone. The students, the teachers come together. We teach them, we sensitize them, and then we shake their projects. Okay, the winners of these projects comes to final at Oka on the final day. Okay, and then on this final day, a general competition is done for all the winners in the 6th zone, whereby a winner emerges for the 2002 Space Week champion. Okay, and then a prize is given, no matter how small, just as and a certificate of appearance, just like this thing, an encouragement to these students, just like an encouragement to these students, in order to tell them, well done, and keep working. All right, thank you.
All right, okay, you want to add something?
Add to our activities. You know, when you talk of science and STEM, you can't do without mathematics. And you know the problem of we are having with mathematics in our society today. We have added to our activities mathematics mindset cultivation for primary 2 pupils. So that we start from primary 2 to groom them on speed and accuracy in numerical studies. So that let's see whether we will eliminate or to some extent remove the mathemophobia, which even without going into school, we are already afraid of mathematics. So we are having a special competition for primary 2 pupils alone.
All right.
On mathematics. So it's part of it, so that, because without mathematics, STEM is going nowhere. The M in STEM is mathematics. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And so these are the activities we have. And we are going to teach we have a book.
Don't worry, we'll still get to that.
Get
to that, and we'll talk about what we have achieved over the years since we started this week and all that. But right now we are going on a short break. We want to get the pulse of the people concerning what we are discussing today, and also see an advert concerning the topic, that is the 2022 World Space Week.
From very early stage, we're supposed to be teaching our children, pupils and the students what will lead them to the moon, what will lead them to use the 21st century technology. We should copy what the Western countries are doing. Our education system should be directed towards solving problems, not creating problems. At the present, our school system is creating problems instead of being part of the solution for the 21st century world.
You have so much to gain, but the problem is, are we ready to adjust to get to that point? Because presently, what I am personally seeing in our educational system will not take us there. There are some things we have to do first, because these are courses we introduce. These courses will not teach themselves. They will not explain themselves. Someone will have to teach it. And that person that will teach it, has that person any knowledge of these courses or what that course or that profession entails? You have to be grounded. You have to have the details. We have to look at our educational system. We have to be able to make it such that education should not be something we attend to tear certificates to go and present. That's the problem. We have to make education that when you pass through school and come out, you should be able to practice what the profession you read.
If space exploration education is introduced from the primary level, it will go a long way to change our country and these states also to a production economy, not just a consuming economy.
We stand on gaining a lot from introducing subjects like that will enable our students to have access to explore on the space when they grow up. All right. Well, okay. The era we are into now is the technology era. So anybody now or anyone or any parents that would love the growth of this country should endeavor to bring in that idea of inculcating in their younger ones or their kids that knowledge, because it will go a long way to bring about new inventories in our country, Nigeria, so as well as exploring other spaces as well.
From the tender age, like from the primary, then there's some things that we have to teach them about the space of a thing. Then, like when they advance, like secondary, university, then you can teach them the basic things that they need to know about space. We will gain a lot, because the more you teach, the more they will practice.
Wait. I will pass this thing now. Don't pass the traffic. Hold on. Hold which on now? Watch the light. What the red light? No be people they pass you. I beg, leave me. Don't beat the traffic. No be people they pass you. It's against the law. I told you. But I told you. I told told you. Am I the first person? I told you. I told you that it is against the law. It is against the law to beat the traffic light. Calm down. What? Calm down. What? Calm down. They are doing their job.
Okay. I see them now, but you know, say some people they pass.
Nobody will be the only one there. What is this? You are even trying to bribe him. I told you. I told you. You see what you got to yourself? Give me the job. Obey him. Give me the job. Obey him. See what you did to yourself. No, I told you. I told you.
You stop this. I told you. You told me.
You will not obey the law. Ndebani, by violating traffic laws, you endanger your life and lives of others. When you drive against the flow of traffic, Nyabo, one way, you may knock down unsuspecting pedestrians or crash into another vehicle. Obey ATMA officers, traffic lights, and other traffic rules. There should be order on our roads. Don't bribe ATMA officers and report those who take bribe. Prosperous, smart, mega, and livable homeland is possible. Ndebani, the solution is here. This message is from the Ministry of Information, Anambra State.
You're welcome back to the show. Well, I feel that this advert is also part of what we are talking about, because when we look at that traffic light, it's part of innovation in the science and technology, of course. And we actually listen to what people have to say concerning space exploration. A whole lot of people we are talking about introducing it early in life, and you made mention of part of the activities lined up for this week, having a competition for primary 2 students in mathematics, because it's part of what we are talking about, right? And you believe that starting it early will help students to, want to be part of it.
Actually, the reason for this program is to start it early, okay? Though it's limited, the time is limited, okay? But we are pushing to have this its curriculum into school activities, whereby STEM clubs at their leisure time or break time, they teach themselves through a teacher, okay, on the importance of science and technology. Okay, recently, being a coordinator of STEM, I've engaged my students in these programs, okay, whereby they have tried to do a solar water heater, whereby using the sun to cook, to heat up water, which our fathers have been doing in those days, whereby you with a bucket of water, just keep it outside. Yeah, exactly. But they enhance on that idea, and then did a project in order to quicken the process of heating the water. Okay. Also, they have designed a rocket actually, and also launched a rocket, which was successful. It took a lot of research, a lot of funding, but they succeeded. Okay, the reason why we stopped is because there was no encouragement, no funding to put. So therefore, it's all about when the government pays you, you divert the fund to projects, and that's where the challenge comes in. Okay, also, this with the before with the program of this year also, we did an assignment whereby the students should observe the moon for a month and just tell us what they experienced. Okay, and I think last week or last 2 weeks we had a history was made. I think 59 years after, we have the Saturn and the Jupiter close to Earth, that we have to observe it with your eye. And though the rain was, the day was cloudy here in Anambra, but if you go to the Twitter, Facebook, you see people posting their videos that they experienced such thing, whereby you on Earth is seeing the Saturn and Jupiter up there in the space with the moon on each side. So it's a wonderful experience. It's just a one-time life experience whereby you just experience it, and then you'll be happy that yes, I was part of these people that experienced this history.
Did you experience it?
I said that.
Okay, you are in Anambra, so it was cloudy. Oh, and I know you would have loved to experience it. Okay, Prof, let's come back to, since you started, because he made mention that you have made it a duty that every year you must try and organize, no matter how small, this week. Now, since you started organizing this Space Week, how has it been, and what are the achievements? He has mentioned some of the achievements, and then concerning the week now, what achievements have you been able to draw from the organization? I know there is quite challenging though, but then what have you achieved? And then are you always, do you have the satisfaction at the end of every year that yes, I've done this and I am satisfied that students are keen into this particular project?
Thank you. The achievements are many. One, whenever you mention Space Week, if you go to Newi today, you see little boys, girls struggling to come into the hall to listen to space education, and also with their teachers, and they will just be quiet till the end of it all. And secondly, we educate the teachers too. You know, it's in the curriculum. Initially, people thought it wasn't there. It is in the curriculum, but the teachers do not know they don't know how to teach and what to teach, knowing our system of education, especially where the social science teacher will be teaching children about science. It's just, and as a result, many of the topics were not taught. So because of that, I invited one man from Britain who spent a week in Anambra State in 2015 to educate our teachers and students on space, on astronomy. And the man has been, like 3 months ago, he organized a Zoom teaching. He discovered that the problem we have is that our teachers cannot teach it. He organized a Zoom teaching so that he will be teaching, he will get some people who will be teaching our teachers here. Then that one is on the process. And then he sent us their book, which they are using there, and asked us to modify it and produce it for our students. And this is the book. We have done it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
basic astronomical studies for teachers and students. Okay.
So we are now going to use this to teach the teachers.
The teachers.
Some of the topics that they cannot teach. And those of them who can buy this, or schools who can buy this, then they will use it for teaching those courses. Then in the area of rockets, we always conclude the World Space Week with launching of a rocket produced by Engineer Hillary and his students.
Okay, so we are expecting one this year.
Yeah, this year.
Tell me, because I want to be there.
No,
I want to be witness.
No, I will let you people at St. John of God on the 14th. They will launch it.
Okay.
Normally we conclude it with. Before we have been launching it in every education zone. It became very, very tedious, and by the time you finish, like some at Otuocha, you start rushing back. So, but we have limited it to the final there.
Okay.
That every year, like even during COVID, we have to do it. I did it here with ABS. They gave me a forum like this. We discussed and talked about it. And so I felt certain, even though the sponsorship is not there, I have been doing it because I want to catch them young. That is my motive. That is the driving force in all of these things. I believe that one day, Anambra must produce an astronaut. Yeah.
That's quite interesting. Yeah, it's a dream, but it will surely come to pass.
Yeah,
yes.
It's real.
Okay, now again, I know that we have the Ministry of Science and Technology in Nigeria. Of course, we know that we have that. And then, but from what we have been discussing right here in the studio, it seems that enough hasn't been done in that sector. But then, do we really have prospects for space exploration in Nigeria?
Okay, we have started the space exploration. We have our Sat-1, Sat-X, and then our final rocket, which is Nikon Sat-1, which was later replaced by Nikon Sat-1R. Okay, so we have already started the space exploration. Okay, the other thing remaining is to send man to space. Okay, that's the little thing remaining. So, man being in space goes through a lot of process. It doesn't. Your career doesn't determine if you are going to go to space. There is no particular studies you do and say this is a study for going to space. No, although astronomy is just about space. Okay, but you can be a doctor and still be selected for people who go to space. You can still be an engineer, a pilot, a mechanical engineer, and your career in life can still put you through space exploration. That's the essence of what we are doing. We encourage the students, choose your career, pick your career, go through your career, and then also have in mind that one day your career can still take you to space exploration. Looking at the life of Mel Gibson, she's my mentor, she's my hero. At the age of 3, she had started having a dream of going to space, the first black woman to go to space. Okay, and then at the age of 3, she wore a suit and then snapped with it. And then she tried for like 10 years. She tried NASA, always applying for 10 years in order to be trained for space exploration. While she was doing that, she was going through, she did, I think, biological science. She did biological, then went into medicine, and then went into lab studies. After acquiring her knowledge, she was picked by NASA for the space exploration, whereby she was trained for extra 10 years or more, and then she went for just one tour to the space, and just that one tour alone, she ended it and said, I've done it. I'm satisfied. My dream has been completed. Okay, and she has a foundation now whereby she always encourages a lot of people on the benefits of those space exploration. So it's a welcome development if we have one Nigerian who can go there in space, and we will get there one day. That's what, according to what Sister says, catch them young. That's the goal. Okay, we always try to go into the basic education system. We try to always give them that inspiration, show them video, tell them the benefits, tell them what they ought to gain. Okay, and then we believe by those little seeds we must have planted, they will grow with that knowledge, and then we will be lucky. One person must be picked.
Okay, so what are we doing today, sister? Today is part of the week.
Yeah.
So what are we doing today?
We are going to, this morning as we are here, we are creating awareness. We would have done this earlier, but it's still the same. It's still within the scope. We have created awareness, telling our people that the world is celebrating space exploration, and we should join them and be part of it. Like when we finish from here now, we move to Okong Grammar School in Nnewi, where Nnewi Education Zone will meet the students, the teachers, and the pupils, and we teach them. There's another thing I want to add. You see, you can be a doctor for the space, because the doctor for the space needs to learn. You know, one of the effects of space movement is degeneration of the bone. They need a special doctor to look at it. Like there was a girl from Abakaliki, the first Nigerian that went to space. She was just lucky. She was picked. And now when she went to the space and came back, she decided to do pharmacy, so as to produce the drugs that could be used up there. So these are the ways, things.
I mean, the drugs people that go up there can use.
Yeah, because they're not going to use the same.
The normal, yeah, we are using
normal one we are using here.
Okay.
Even at the end of the day, whatever they use there, when they come down here, we continue using it. Okay. Because like the protein, because to produce the drug they will use up there.
You want to add something to that? This is why you're smiling.
A lot of Africans have gone to space.
Yeah.
But the truth is that Americans always brand them African American. So their countries,
that is the thing.
The countries can claim ownership of those.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Americans always brand them African
Americans. Okay.
So we wish to, understand. We need to have someone whereby Nigeria will say this is our own.
Nigerian.
This is our own. This is Nigeria, not African American.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, we want to say a very big thank you to both of you for joining us in this discussion this morning. I feel enlightened also this morning, okay?
You yourself can as well join be a space visitor.
Okay, I will think about that. I will think about that, okay?
Yeah.
We all know the benefits of human space exploration. If not for anything, it helps to address fundamental questions about our place in the universe and the history of our solar system. Thank you once again, sister, for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Yeah.
And thank you, engineer, for being here this morning.
Right, thank you, sir.
And just remind me of the day we are going to launch the rocket, because I must be there.
That should be on the 10th, right?
14th.
Okay, 14th. 14th of October.
All right. Well, on that note,
Next Friday.
All right. On that note, we want to say a very big thank you to you for joining us on the show this morning. My name is Chidema Oranwa. See you again tomorrow. Bye.